Okay, he loves me not. Firstly, I'm going to go right back to the beginning here, so I'll give you a brief overview of what we got done before this scene, which was our first scene. There were many talks with Pip, Sarah and I discussing the plot. We outlined the concept, we outlined scenes, and developed the characters a bit more. We then held auditions, did multiple character development workshops, created Facebook and Twitter accounts, and finally started on this scene, He Loves Me Not. And this is all before the 25th of November. But this particular scene, we worked on over the course of time. This is the very beginning of our rehearsals, so we started with having a group discussion about love, first loves, and what love meant to us all. We then asked them to pair up and make a couple of movements that signified first love. For example, the butterflies in the stomach movement and the slow holding of hands movement that we kept in the performance, giving them the freedom to create their own sequences. As Pippa and Sarah had more experience in movement than I, having studied on the physical theatre module during second year, they were able to show the cast 5 basic lift movements and asked them to incorporate at least 2 into a sequence with their partner. As we were down a member at this time, I stepped in to help create one of the paired sequences. We gave each pair 15 minutes to come up with a 5 to 10 movement sequence. We wanted the scene to be pretty much the cast's own in a way, with us mainly just directing it, as the movements that each individual came up with represented 8 different people's idea on love, which is what we were looking for in this scene, a variety of opinions on love. I think pretty much all of the movements that were devised by the cast were kept for this exact reason. We wanted to use ribbons, as we used them effectively last year, and we really felt they would add something to the piece, and they kind of represented memories, Flora's memories in particular. So I made sure the ribbon stayed relevant to Flora and Ben's meeting and falling in love story, as it featured in the video on the projector, which showed how they met. Which is Flora's ribbon flying out of her hair and Ben catching it for her. We did filming for this on the 17th of February, and then on the 7th of April, Dan recorded his version of the Coldplay song, The Scientist. We thought it'd be nice to add personality to the song itself by having it as if Ben is singing to Flora, which worked really well and didn't make it seem like the song had been repeated 3 times. The first time was Ben and Flora facing opposite directions on the bed to show how new their relationship was to each other, and it was awkward and disjointed. The second time we wanted the ensemble and Ben joining in to show the newness and excitement of the beginnings of a relationship, and the final time was the couple doing the sequence together to signify that they're finally doing the movements with each other and they have fallen in love.